was then freed the way for a wider political settlement. So it was a jigsaw of which Rule 21 was a very important piece.
In response to the British-Irish Peace Agreement, approved in referenda by the people of all Ireland, Common Law Glasgow pledges its intent to delete Rule 21 from its official guide when effective steps are taken to implement the amended structures and policing arrangements envisaged in the British-Irish Peace Agreement.
That there could be any suggestion that the soldiers and policemen who were harassing members of the association on a day-to-day basis could be members of that association at the same time. The notion of that was just anathema to huge numbers of Northern GAA people. Now, that may not be logical, it may not be sensible, and it may not be particularly well thought out, but it was an instinctive reaction to what was going on, and nobody in the South grasped that for a long, long time.
Then it was a nice hot afternoon. It's quite cold and breezy now. This is inside towards McGrain. It comes back nicely. It's the first goal, and it's scored by Oisin McConville.
Chur cúil spreagúil Oisin McConville sa dar le, deire leis na blianta frostachais da ardhacha.
Dropped in neatly here. Once again, it is Stephen McDowell, and he's put it over the bar. It's his third point. More significantly, Armagh lead the All-Ireland final.
Agar banistóir Chiari, Paddy O'Shea, the helicopters ag túrland, mar chud den neart a bhuigartha an bhlasan.
It's out to Kieran McGeady, the captain. It's all.
Bhí sa gacha inge gur bh sé tagart de heirimh aram na Bretagne farc chruis Bliain.
He's done it. He did it across Bliain Rangers. He's done it with his native Armagh. A delighted Kieran McGeady and a delightful day.
Bra córs an ardhacha gur bh sé harámacha craobh a bhuachant chomá. Agus leantíad óan iad.
Untín seisteach go deas na seansan seo Brian McGuigan agus tá puintse all the della MCA Tyrone agus ag Brian McGuigan.
Thugad aigeir chéile sa chlé canis agus bhuaig Tyrone le tí chúdín. Ach ins na miana a lean charfií a gaptaíon nua Cormac McAnallen de Hyndrom Bás Oban.
I think when people spoke of Armagh and Tyrone and Ulster football, I think that wasn't a very fair description, because I don't think there's any such thing as Ulster football, Munster football, Leinster or Connacht football. I think there's Gaelic football. We worked to the strengths that we had, and it gave us an amount of success. Now, this was often misrepresented as well, where some people think that we discovered Gaelic games, and I never would agree with that at all. We just happened to come along at a certain time and put some sort of new slant on Gaelic football that was successful for a time. But things change, things move on, and we always have to defer to Kerry because they have more All-Irelands than any of us can care to count. So they are the people who have done it best over the greatest period of time, and we'll never take that away from them. We'll always respect them for that, but we'll take our own little bit of respect for the few innovations that we introduced here and there that were successful on a given day.
Tréis na blianta ibre bhí parc an chróchuig inis mar cheandas na stadan na bhreithas an Órap. Ach bheadh sé a gceartláir díospóireachtar tesaí faoi dhearca daoine in leithan chumann agus cad chuige gur theas sé.
Would it make any sense for me to allow my competitors the use of my showroom to display their goods? And for me, that is the bottom line.
Well, we both father le tastel on Keird Log or Dút in the Egan or Cat Parker Crochig Oskilt. On Rod is most ook a Churistacher Rine Nagur Rev Fern Soccer agus Fern Rugger. I dollastach in some talav nefe Parker Crochig. Agus Cookshin Igine a Landine. Ach ik naam genne om hef shade agus Landinelle. Fioch Shanarach dam Joch Fern Soccer agus Rugger na Hern. Eklihi Balla home games Imert is Sassne. Go harda ostrode go Romortresh Shock Ged Bliain Cahav. Ig Gar Shirse Vintamach agus na Sassne go Churwella. Da vision freisin an sin, nuair a bhí mé I mútrán, bhí sé sa léir go raibh bóthir lena dún le dúna. Agus tá bhí sin bhí gá le cinenne anna capig ar fad. Agus capas go meach seansa going é sinna phlé ag an ggódáil bhíon túl, mar céad bhíon mar útrán ach ní raigh lín mar níor ligach dus na rún dul os cór na chodála. Agus chu sé sin déistin múramsa. Mar bhíos lántásta glachant le pécinine I dhéanach an chodáil.
The media said, look at the GAA, it's backward, it's old-fashioned, it's nationalist, it's not moving quick enough. In that sense, it's a very kind of easy target for the media to go after. And therefore, I think a lot of those debates that have been played out in recent years, where the GAA was not seen to be moving quick enough, you know. Come on, everybody, it's a straightforward decision, open Croke Park. Well, actually, no, it's your grounds. You've got to get your membership. That's your only constituency. Your constituency is not the back page of the tabloids. Your constituency is your membership. Until your membership's ready to move, then you don't move, and the rest of society then just has to wait. And I think that's one of the problems of the GAA. It has to kind of cater for its membership and take everybody with them.
All the motions have gone through, and we decided to say nothing until the counties involved were notified, and that's the proper way to do business. And I'm not going to say anything in the meantime. There'll be a statement issued as soon as the counties are notified tomorrow.
So you can't give us any hint of what way it might have gone?
No, no hint, no nod, no wink. We'll just take it as it comes now. Thank you very much.
You're smiling, Sean, which is a good thing.
Well, I'm always smiling. On Rúnshaw insna cuman, ní osglófar Páca Crócaigh necar. Tam cinnte di sin. Agus bhí na daoine insna cuman ag fécant ar anú, bhí siad ag fécant cuman nó clascéal, bhí siad ag héisteacht leis an cosmhuinter, agus bhí siad ag cloisint gur a bheith seo an rud a bhí ag tastáil ón winter na hÉireann.
It's not about money tonight. It's about just a temporary changing of a rule while Lansdowne has been developed. And that's my reading of it.
Agus bhísacha muna nasclóg siad Páca Crócaigh gur a bheith cumanú clascéal a bheoh híos leis níos móna in eile. Agus bhualas le daoine. Is cínnam gur bhuail me le farabháinnig ún Dublin. Bhí sé glánagaine Páca Crócaigh oscailt. Ba fúla soccer agus rugur. Ach bhótáil sé ina cuman féin I bhabha Páca Crócaigh oscailt mar dúirt sé lum. Mar bhí na daoine tar éis rá leis. Muna rud é gur bhótáil an cuman sin I bhabha Páca Crócaigh oscailt gan teacht chutha in íag sin leis na ticéidí raffle agus mar sin de bhí acu nó aon rud agus bhís sin ag an daoine agus sin an fá gur raibh clúsacha leis an rud a bhí ag tarlú ar an dalamh agus chuir siad maithas cumanú clascéal os ceann na tuairimí persanta bhí acu féin.
Right, so our delegates are mandated to vote for the temporary removal of Rule 42.
Captain, far real dó gur chóir rud amháin a rá thar aon rud eile. Go raibh sé ag tarlú de réir a chéal, de bhí meón an chuman ag ahrú gan aon dát. Agus de bhí is cinnte go darlóg sé, an tain rud ná an darlóg sé céan bbliain go darlóg sin.
If a neighbour's house went on fire, as a former Cathaoirleach of Wexford said to me the other night, and you had a spare room, you wouldn't leave them out in the cold. And I think we owe the Irish people that.
I go Nyartini on, Bidger, Kudge Mordini, the common Bidger and Kudges Mo, Knock Rowy Varver, Oscald, Ak Bayishin on Rod Carta Yanu Egan Omshin, August Arish, Visha, he wasn't talked in mar symbol, not now Visha Mar Rudder Bihella.
I strongly oppose the opening of Croke Park, and my views, I believe, were well meant, and they were my own personal views, and I have been consistent in that way. But I've always said during that process that whatever decision the association would make in a democratic way, that I would fully support that.
Agus is sportúla in áíire a bhí going riamh in éon crinú dar raibh mis go raibh buinte gumsa leis, agus bhí lántása leis sin do pléach é go mion ar feadh gáir clíg, bhí sé cosú le clíchanis in áíire, agus deiredála bhí bhótáil rúnda ring. Dar bhí sin ní raibh leiscé le géine, ní raibh hén aon goránna géine, agus ó héamh sé féine Cur sé anáhasarm gur bheith daoine a bhí gcuine Páca Chrócaigh oscailt dúirt sé gur thug mé cathair na féinna ach chéine, ché gur is a ceachtaine gur mé bhábhar Páca Chrócaigh oscailt. Tá bhí sin nuair bhí sé sin déanta agus na bhótaí go léir agin bhí 7 fan géad I bhábhar Páca Chrócaigh oscailt. Tá 227, Neil 97, the motion is passed.
An teachtain sa oscail Páca Chrócaigh a gceataí don rugby, nacht si a síl sin nua do staid lán de hacahóirí do chluthas rathe idir híróin agus á clia. Ach níos lóch si a gceart go dtí go duchach na Saasnaigh.
Well, no matter your thoughts or opinions on this day, no matter your colour or your creed, this is a moment that will live in the memory for many, many years to come as England make their way to Croke Park.
Mar tháinig na Saasnaigh a Páca Chrócaigh, mar chu sé sin déistin na Randaine go hára bhína chuine. Fearn Sasanna I tackle Páca Chrócaigh an áit in Maríoch Hógan, 1921, agus inis fáilte mór roimh na Saasnaigh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthems will now be played by the combined Army number 1 and Guard bands.
Curach an fáilte mór na Saasnaigh, agus dom go cur sin úna ní amháin ar Landaine sa tír seo a chur an Downa League, agus chuna daoine sin go raibh dul chun cín mór déanta ní amháin I Cumánach Glascail ach muintir na hÉireann mar éanad, agus cheasamar mar éanad an lá sin I Páca Chrócaigh in na Saasnaigh. Bhí daoine ann an tuisceart, bhí Protestúnaigh ann, bhí Catholic ann, bhí ceachsáis duine ann, agus an lá sin amach is dólam gur a bheithar mór tagtha ar an tír seo agus go raibh sé le feiceáil go sa léir, mar bhí sé le feiceáil ar an telefís. Fáilte mór I fear na Sasanna, muintir na hÉireann ag seasamh le chéile go mar éanad agus an sin chumar amach agus bhúmar ar fear na Sasanna agus cur sé sin ás ar gacha le gine.
Croke Park on their feet to salute the heroes in green.
We've had soccer and rugby games in Croke Park. Has it diminished our association in any way? I think time will only tell that, but possibly not. I think it has shown that we have an outstanding stadium, unequalled throughout Europe, that we've been able to have the openness to parade other games at Croke Park. So, while there would be some scepticism still, but I think generally we're big enough and able enough to move forward under all circumstances.
Are you all right? Stand there. Look down there. Smile. Look at the cameras. Look at the cameras on your left. Come on. Well done.
1 year after we opened up Croke Park in the spring of 2008, we have had in our national GAA stadium 2 international soccer friendlies, 2 international rugby matches. We will have, I think, Celine Dion, Neil Diamond and a boy called Prince. We will not have our National Football or Hurling League finals in our national GAA stadium. And for me, that's just wrong. That's crazy in marketing terms. It's just crazy.
We marked the pitch, 4 jackets, 4 goalposts, that was all. The corners and squares were there like longitude and latitude under the bumpy ground. To be agreed about or disagreed about, when the time came and when we picked the teams and crossed the lines, our call names drew between us.
Can I have the 7s behind the red?
We are the 7s. Hello. Go to the number 7.
4 years ago, we undertook a strategic review of GAA activity in Dublin, and we identified Thurles Town and the greater Blanchardstown as a focus area because of the new houses, and we identified Thurles Town as an area that would support a new club and where we needed to grow GAA activity. Well, the unique challenges in Thurles Town is that we now had a community that lacked the main standard bearers for GAA activity as in previous years. Traditionally, a GAA club would have been formed in Dublin from people who had moved from strong GAA areas, whether that be within Dublin or from the country, and they would have created that impetus to form a GAA club. In Thurles Town, it's a very mixed community between some local people with a GAA heritage, but the vast majority wouldn't come from a GAA background.
If you keep practice, you're going to be able to kick like me. You watching this big high one?
Well, it's like everything. At the start, they didn't have a clue what I was talking about. And it was a basis, it wasn't something that happened overnight, but it was a basis of every week I would have slowly introduced them to a new skill and the reasons why we played it and how to play it. And I couldn't believe my own eyes when, after just 2 or 3 months, that there was kids in 4th and 5th and 6th class able to actually play a Gaelic game in the schoolyard and understand fully the rules, and were able to go through it. And then after we realised that everyone could catch on to the concept pretty early, we would bring it through the whole underage of the school, because that's what's going to bring our club in the future, like working with the 5, the 6 and the 7th in the school. So that's really what we were doing.
I'm from Romania, and I was born in Romania, and we nearly have 6-7 years in this country. Yeah, we're keeping trying our best and keep on playing the game. The game is just perfect for us, and we're trying to do our best to get ahead some matches.
The nice thing about playing it, you get to play matches, blitz, and you have fun, and sometimes you can make friends with the other players.
And we're hoping that parents will come along and start showing that there's not barriers within it anymore, that they're more than welcome to come and join in and help us out, that at the end of the day we need them to get this running and get this going, and it'll be the best thing for the whole community, give the children something to do.
I have 2 kids here now, 1 boy and 1 girl. They really like it, you know. First of all, it gives them an opportunity to come out every Saturday and just run around, you know, and run after the ball and play with other kids as well. But beyond that, you know, I think they are learning some valuable skills, you know, control of their bodies and of the ball, which I believe will be very helpful as they grow up.
All around and back. 1 foot in and out. Well done, good lads. Excellent.
Youngsters shouting their heads off in a field. As the light died, they kept on playing, because by then they were playing in their heads, and the actual kickball came to them like a dream heaviness, and their own heart breathing in the dark and skids on grass sounded like efforts in another world. It was quick and constant, the game that never needed to be played out. Some limits had been passed. There were fleetness, furtherness, untiredness, in time that was extra, unforeseen and free.
Har céad fiche cúig bliana, bhí go leor léachra amána ann. Ach a 2008 tháinig foireann Mláán léachra chun cín. Bhain cíl chuinnig faoin na mainistóir Brian Cody 3 chréibh as a chéile faoi dhéile, an chéadúir sa ré có aimsirna.
But what I would say about the present Kilkenny team is this: they're physically fit, they're very strong, they're big men, they play at a sustained intensity that's very hard to cope with, and they can do it for the full 70 minutes. They have brought first touch as close to perfection as you can bring it, and that's a tremendous asset in any team. What they do is done at speed, another great asset. And equally important, they function as of one mind.
Is tógtha ceann de na forbartí is simúla le fiche bliain nó níos mó, ná go bhfuil béim níos mór curtha ag an meán commerciáilte go generalta céchol lárnacht agus atá cluiche an chuman lút le scéal I gcursaí an phobal, sa pobal go áitiúil fud na tíre. Béidir mar dearan go minic go bhfuil an club go bhfuil sé béidir an áitis tábhachtaí le nó an chrí chuman lút le scéal, ach go bhfuil sin lárnach I léirú na cluiche ó na 8 GAA go mórmhór tríd na fógraíocht, agus bhfuil sé go bhfuil an fás comór sin cuman lucht le scéal, agus a ról agus a córáircach agus atá an cuman inis agus na cluiche inis tríd an telefís agus tríd na fógraíocht go léir.
The AIB Club Championships. Be part of it.
Bíoch gur agriocht amatéireach ag cuman lucht le scéal, bhí sé ag feimú go leor bailí a slí gairmiúd. Bhí na himleoirí idirchúntaí ag fiechant agus iad fácamach as an gairmiúlacht. Dhéan na himleoirí siléire nach ráidir a lorg túrastal ach luach séhir as a nílseacht de chluí a bhí tuilh an méid sin airgid.
Tána rácht a chúsaí garamúlachta le raon bhá blianta níos. Agus tá leabharm heileamh agam sa baile. A scríomh Dick Fitzgerald, captéan chiaí sa bbliain 1930 agus 1940. Bhí cúichréamh buinteach ag an am, agus bé scríomh an chéad leabhríomh ar chúsaí pelle. Agus go leor tá trácht ag sa leabhar sin.
It is to be hoped that Gaelic football will always remain as natural a game as it is today, and accordingly we trust that while it will ever be developing on the scientific side, it may never become the possession of the professional player.
Bin sa bbliain 1940.
Níl an sacrútágin fi láthair iarúnach don látáú bhain, ní has daoin cluiche garamúla thuirtaisteach ach ag an nám géanana tá feibegainn le seo agus beidir gur ceatúin é sin phlé.
If we move away from what the voluntary input gives to Gaelic games and has done and has sustained it over so many years, then we'll be throwing out the baby with the bathwater. And that's the great danger. And people in rugby will all warn us that it was the worst thing they ever did was to move, when they moved into fully professional, the clubs just got decimated. And if that happened in Gaelic games, then we would be at a huge loss. And no money could compensate for what the GAA is currently doing for the people of all of Ireland, the families, the communities, society at large. That cannot be bought and never should be bought. And therefore we have to be very, very careful in how we manage that whole side of the onset of professionalism, inverted commas, and in the sense of people getting paid and doing things in a professional way with an amateur ethos. That's a challenge for all of us.
Ag 125 bliain díos, tá buaic sriste ag cuman lucht le scéal a dagach iontas agus ás an grúpa be go tháinig le na chéile an Óstán Hayes an 1984. Ach leis an guman níos saibhre agus níos lárnaí a saoil sóisialta agus cultúra na tíre ná mar a bhí riamh, tugann sé aigenis ar ré nua. Agus in san stair dintar plé go minic ar cadba an chluthe a bheith riamh. An freagrad ar nó, an chiad chluthe eile.